What is up, folks at home? Welcome back to the channel. It is turning into fall. Today we are going to go underwater and we are going to talk about some of my favorite soft plastics. This time of the year, you start getting turnover, you start getting a lot of the weeds dying, you get this floating stuff. Perfect time to throw soft plastic baits at fish who are coming in. The turnover brings them out from the deep back to the shallow. You get a bunch of weed patches like you can see right here. That grass patch, the shad come in. Great time to target grass patches, great time to target the flats. Let's go underwater and check it out. Alright guys, so when we're talking about fall fishing, we're talking about turnover. As turnover happens, you're going to see a lot of fish pull out of the deep structure that they were in all summer up to the shallow patches of grass that are still green. A great way to target these bass are with soft plastics. They are feeding primarily on bait fish and bluegill. They are ambush feeding in the shallows. As you can see here, they will be in wolf packs. You will find a bunch of fish in one location. It's what makes fishing in the fall really hard. To target these locations, my favorite bait this time of the year are transparent tubes. So here's a motor oil tube with dyed chartreuse tips, and this is a perfect bait fish imitator. I like throwing the open jig head hook on the tube this time of year simply because it does a great job at ripping out a cover and providing a reaction bite. I like the chartreuse tips on it because it gives it that bluegill pop. I really like how it makes that disturbance on the bottom. The tube cannot be overstated this time of the year as being a vital bait. It really looks like a bait fish. It really looks like a crawfish down there on the bottom hopping it through. Those tentacles wave and really fish are going to bite that well. I like an 1/8 ounce to a 1/4 ounce tube in shallow water. I like a slow fall and I like to rip it out of that existing cover. I don't like a Texas rig tube this time of the year. If I need a heavier tube, I will go to a 1/2 ounce tube as you can see here, but a 1/2 ounce tube head usually has a more bigger hook on it, a meatier hook on it, so you see that turn right there, it catches more vegetation. If you're on primarily sand or rock, you can use the heavier head to get it down there, look like a goby, something else, but I prefer the lighter wire hook, the easier hook set on these shallow tube bite fish. Here's the 2-inch version of the tube. I really like it transparent in that gold rush color. This is a power bait power tube, and that 2-inch version is really good when you're around smaller bait fish or around smallmouth. You can see that 1/8 ounce tube looks really good. Looks like a crawfish or a small bait fish flitting around. I really like transparent tubes this time of year. The first 3 baits I'm going to pick up in September to throw when things get tough is a tube. It's like a Ned rig for me this time of year. It just works. It gets bit for whatever reason. It comes through cover great. It rips and pops out of there and does what I need it to do. Plus, it leaves a good scent trail on the bottom if you fill it with scent. Pick your scent, whatever, they all work. Bait fuel, whatever you want it to be. Crawfish scent, paste, rattles, all of those things are good in tubes. They work as they should if you fish a tube where you should. Literally, fish it shallow, you're not going to be upset. It's a great transition bait. Say you're fishing for smallmouth in areas, you can drag a tube around and always get bit. Say you've got a tough largemouth bite, if you find grass patches, you're going to get bit on a tube. It's simply a confidence bait that I throw when the water's clear and the fish are shallow. Next up, I call my naked jig. I put an 1/8 ounce jig head on there with a Berkeley chigger craw. I like the orange color this time of year when crawfish come back out right here. And what it is, it's simply a jig head with no skirt and a crawfish, because fish have seen a lot of jigs this time of year. This seems to get a lot of bites for me. Plus, it's a finesse. I can throw it in the deepest cover and it's going to come through. It has a nice crawfish profile. The chigger craw is unrivaled. Plus, if I take out this bait, I know that I can skip and pitch it really far up under docks, really around cover. It's going to do a good job for me. Plus, it's a nice compact 3-inch package right there that does a good job for me. You can swim it and hop it through those scattered grass patches, and it's going to do what it needs to do. Next up, we have the classic 3.5-inch, 4-inch hooktail worm. This one's a Bass Pro Shops worm. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it on a shaky head with a pointed tip, and I'm basically going to swim it and drag it along. When I hit sand spots, I'm going to hop it. When I hit grass spots, I'm going to swim it. It does a great job for me at generating bites from pressured fish. It's one of those baits that you can really lean on when things get tough and you really need to buy a bite. awesome way to catch fish in this fall turnover. Soft plastics are the go-to. You should try them out. Guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to visit our links on Omnia, buy all the baits that we're using to help support the channel there. Give us a like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.